Good afternoon, everyone. It's the afternoon of Thursday, March 19th, and I'm back here at St. Mary's, where I've been most of this morning, shooting a podcast that's been in production for a little while with a good friend and fellow in ministry, Josh Hoffert with Wind Ministries here in Summerside. Stay tuned for that. I think we're releasing episodes for our Silent Fire podcast as soon as possible so that you have something to do while you're in self-isolation. But so I've been at St. Mary's pretty much all morning, but it's the mid-afternoon here, and I just wanted to come to you to offer a little bit of an update on things going on in the parish, what the next few weeks might look like for us, and to ask you to maybe do a few things in the meantime. So the first thing I wanted to highlight is that tomorrow, on Friday and every Friday hereafter until everything is changed, is that we're going to be having an online Bible study. We're going to be doing this through a program called Zoom, which is an American app that allows you to meet by webcam or by microphone or both in a digital meeting room. And we can get together and we can talk about the readings for this coming Sunday. So I want to invite you to that. If you go to our Facebook page, there is an event made for that with all the details about how to join the room. If you have any questions about webcams, microphones, connecting to this, please don't hesitate to get in touch with me before 2 p.m. tomorrow, and I'll see what I can do to walk you through it. We want to make sure that we get into the room and get the Bible study going in good time. We only have about 40 minutes. We're on the free version of Zoom, so we have 40 minutes per meeting, so we don't want to eat up too much of the time trying to sort out the technological details. So please get in touch with me if you have any questions. I remind you as well that tomorrow morning at 9:30 we will be live streaming another brief service, a prayer service. We used the litany on Wednesday and we live streamed it here from the church. Got some feedback that maybe the quality in the church wasn't so good. Part of that is we don't really have internet in the church. We can leech off of the internet from the hall, but that's across the lawn in another building. So we're going to try something different. I'm going to live stream from home instead, at the rectory where the internet is just a little bit better. And I'm going to maybe change the service a little bit. So we'll be doing the litany, or a better part of the litany, but we're also going to be taking some time for intercessory prayer. We're going to be taking some time to pray in an intensive way, or an intent way, I guess I should say, about for the world, for all the things going on, and for all the concerns of our hearts. So what I'm going to ask you to do is tonight, this afternoon, tonight, this evening and all that, and early tomorrow, if you have any prayer requests, please send them to me, and we'll be praying for those tomorrow. If you would prefer not to have them named in our service, please indicate that. Otherwise, if it's the name of a person or an intention that is something you need prayer for, let me know. Send me a message here on Facebook or an email, and we're going to pray for those things together tomorrow morning when we go live with our prayer service. So please do send those along to me. This is a time when we should be praying for each other. We're not gathering on Sundays to pray publicly, but we can certainly pray on Facebook Live, and we can certainly pray for each other in the absence of a time in church. So please send those requests to me. The other thing, and this is where I'm going to ask you to do something else, is please consider in this time keeping in touch with people from the church. This is a time where people who may already be a little bit lonely are probably a lot lonelier. You know, restaurants are closed, coffee shops are closed. We're not able to maybe go out and do some of the things we enjoy doing. Self-isolation for a lot of us may not mean a whole lot because we have a spouse, or we have hobbies and we have things to do, or we're going for a walk. But think about people for whom that word isolation is a lot scarier, a lot darker of a word, where people really are at this time isolated in a way that they wouldn't otherwise be. And so I encourage you, I'm going to be, in the coming week or weeks, and God forbid longer, I'm going to be calling around, making my visits by phone and just checking in with people. But, we're all called to ministry in the church. We're all called to love and care for our neighbors. And so I'm asking you to live that out with me, and to call people in the church. If there's someone that you think maybe they're feeling a bit lonely or isolated, call them, check in on them. It doesn't have to be a big thing. Just call in and say, hey, how you doing? I've been thinking about you. I hope everything's okay, and have a chat for a few minutes. And if we each pick a couple people to do this for, even if that person gets a couple calls, you might think to yourself, well, I don't want to call. If someone else is calling, call them anyway. I think people, if they don't want to talk to you, they'll tell you as much, and you never know. I mean, someone might be thrilled to receive a couple calls a day from their friends at church. So please do consider taking the time to do that. A lot of us aren't at work, we're at home, there's nothing else to do, so we might as well use this time to care for and love for our neighbors within the church. Another note about worship coming up. I had said before we're going to live stream the service on Sunday morning, morning prayer. I'm ironing out the details in that, realizing that the quality of what we can live stream from the church is pretty limited. People said it cut in and out a couple times. The audio was okay, the video is not that great. So I'm going to work creatively on that. It may mean pre-recording a service and posting it at the time we would be having church, so we can all watch it together. It might mean a live streaming from the rectory as we do morning prayer or something like that. I think it is important to be here in the church, though. So stay tuned for that. But at any rate, our worship service on Sunday, whether it's live streamed or recorded, is going to be at 10 o'clock. So tune into that, check the Facebook, and join with us. And if you know someone who's not on Facebook, who is, again, maybe isolated at home, doesn't have a computer, doesn't have the internet, let me know, and I can get them the form of worship that we're going to be using for Sunday, so that at 10 o'clock, if they want to read through it and pray through it, they can join together with everyone else at church who is able to be together. That's about all I have for today. I hope everyone is keeping well, and I ask you to, again, let's think about people who are in need and isolated. Let's keep in prayer the whole world and all the people who are afflicted with coronavirus, afflicted with loneliness and isolation, and for all those people who are on the very front lines of things, working to bring health and working to bring care to those who need it. And let's pray for an end for this pandemic and for this sickness, and pray that things are able in due time and in God's time to return to normal. And above all things at this time, let us not be afraid, but let us put our whole hope and faith and trust in God, who is our physician and is the one who can heal us and save us. And that's all. And so God bless you all, and I hope to see you soon.